death. I can't deny that you're real. I could never do that. I love you because you are real. I just didn't want you to come so soon. From my perspective anyway, truth be told, I would have never voluntarily consented to you taking her away from me on any day of any calendar on this or any world. Had you left it up to me consenting to letting her go with you would have been a perpetual no. That's longer than forever. And yet, I have to say thanks. I witnessed her organs shut down one by one with diabetes complications. The day came when her sight gave out. Her heart and body followed not too long after. Because of you, she's not in pain anymore. Her being gone doesn't mean she's not here. My love for her didn't cease to exist after her body dearly departed. So death, after everything, I'm glad this is how we met. I know it would have been uglier if she had met you over losing me. So good looking out. Much love. This is Missy's receipt that she met her dog's purpose. She changed one life. Well done, my girl. Thanks so much for watching. Just wanted to wrap by saying that grief is intense because it's essentially proportionate to the love you have for your loved one, meaning the harder you love, the greater the loss, the deeper the wound at the core. Also, grief is a process. It comes in waves. Some days may be easier while others are harder. So you can definitely also expect mood and behavioral fluctuations at this time. Consider that each day you're perceiving of the world knowing that someone is missing from you. That is hard and heavy on anyone. So make sure you have your self-care plan in place, including but not limited to consulting with your doctor. You need to rule out any possible medical diagnoses that you might not even be aware of at this time. So it's very important for you to get a consultation with your doctor. At this time, it's also important to consider getting a mental health provider. Try consulting with a therapist to see how they can help you best readjust to life and how to figure out how you're going to carry out the legacy that your loved one expects you to fulfill. Also, consider getting an evaluation from a psychiatrist in case you're feeling like medication on a short-term or long-term basis would be a benefit to you. I'm not a religious person, but I have so much love for my people in the church because they pack large social support systems. And I only mention this because it's important that you remember that you're not alone. Just want to add that grief groups are an awesome option for creating a larger social support system. I used to co-facilitate a grief group while I was still working at the hospital, and word on the street is I was super helpful. The population I was serving were adults recovering from loss, specifically due to the virus that we'd all rather forget. But notice how specific that group sounds. Keep in mind, sometimes you may want to talk to others with pain specific to yours and the circumstances that led up to the death of your loved one. Let's elaborate with another example. If you lost someone due to war injury, you can definitely benefit from Googling a grief group offered either near you or over the phone or Zoom that is devoted specifically to families grieving fallen soldiers only. So whether you prefer a more specific grief group or a more general one, Google is your best friend. Also, if you have health insurance, dial the number on the back of your card to see what types of grief groups, if any, your provider has at this time. You can also decide to join a group and simply call in and never speak. That's also another option that you have to just remember that you are not alone at this time, okay? It's also important that you integrate the new you. Grief changes you. The act of losing someone itself entails that a part of you died with your dear one. There's a world of hurt out here, and it'll lead to nothing good if you're not connected to good people. So let's recap. First, get a doctor's appointment, rule out, make sure you have any medical rule outs in case they are relevant to you, okay, and that you may need to know of at this time. Secondly, consider getting the help of a therapist, social worker, whatever you have on hand to help you readjust to your life and figure out how you're going to carry out that legacy. And then third, consider psychiatric assistance if relevant and useful and helpful to you. And stay connected to good people. Feel free to add this channel to your journey and then stick to your good family, your friends, and significant others. And if these people aren't so great, in my experience, you develop a certain grit that will take over you and allow you to shut down anyone around you that you don't need. Full disclosure, I'm by default an angry girl. I'm grateful for mindfulness-based meditation and books. Meditating and reading have helped me with the cutthroat, knee-jerk reaction I have about protecting myself, particularly after losing Missy. I don't have the tolerance for assumptions, ignorance, or just anything that sounds stupid. I was even hit by people who call themselves the nice guys, who without fail always needed a point to check for my relationship status. And I'm in my grief looking at these fools like, you do realize that I'm fully aware that you're thirsty. I'm just not handing out water. So there. In a chilled out way, I was able to put a stop to unsolicited, unwanted, low value quality support that seems to permeate social media. So thank you, meditation and the book, The Art of Racing in the Rain. I know I would have otherwise ripped out people's jugulars with my bare hand for disrespecting my grief and thinking that they alone could save me from it. If you haven't lost someone, or even if you have, don't be that person who believes that you and you alone can help. That's arrogant. And a grieving person doesn't deserve to take time from their day to explain to you their unique and very personal circumstances for coping with their grief. Grieving is a process, and the best way to show love for someone going through it is by respecting their boundaries. With that said, I'm going to return really soon with another video featuring the 5 stages of grief and why it sucks. So more coming soon later on for now.